Good morning, good morning, good morning. Y'all, this is the third time I've tried to go live with in the garden with joyful living, and it would not act right this morning. So we're gonna try this one last time. I got places to go and things to do this morning, though I ain't got time for this. So I was in the middle of the tour for the second time and started getting these error messages. So we already looked at the peppers. But this is the stuff that I'm planting for the fall. That's purple kale. I've got some dwarf kale planted around it. In that pot is arugula. I'll plant some more arugula because it'll take a whole lot of lettuce to make a salad. That's the green, actually a red bell pepper. Good morning, Jenny. That is a green bell pepper, but no, it's a red bell pepper, excuse me. But even if it's a green bell pepper, if it's a red bell pepper, orange, yeah, I'm going to have to get myself together because I'm a little discouraged and flabbergasted that Facebook, this is the third time I've tried to do this morning, so I'm going to get myself together. Whenever you plant a red bell pepper, orange, yellow, purple, or any colored variety, you can use them when they're green as a green bell pepper. And as they change color, they'll get sweeter and they will get more tender, but when they're green, you can use them as a green bell pepper. Then I have the Roma tomatoes that are still doing well. Going forward, I will be freezing them because I'm going to be honest with y'all, I'm about tomatoed out. I've been eating tomatoes all summer long. There's more stuff that I planted for the fall. That's cabbage. My collard greens. I got several pots with collard greens in it. That's collard greens too. And then that's more cabbage. And that's cabbage. Y'all, these marigolds, they are so pretty. But when I tell you I hate marigolds, I hate to say that, but it's true. They smell horrendous. And just standing here, I can smell them. But the thing is, the reason they're so effective in your garden, because guess what else hates the way they smell? Insects. So marigolds are very effective. I've got them planted in all of the pepper pots as well as here on the table. That was a volunteer plant that I did not plant, but I left it here because it's pineapple sage, and I can use that to make tea, and it has a very sweet and delicious taste to it. So I didn't pull it out. I just put my collard greens in there with it. This is a dwarf cucumber plant that I'm going to use to make refrigerator pickles. It is with your plants like cucumber, squash, zucchini, pole beans, peas, you can restart that crop in July so that you have them well, because they don't last long. They produce heavily, but then they peter out. But if you replant them in July, then in the fall, if it doesn't get too cold too quick, you can have another crop of those same early summer vegetables. So this is a cucumber. It's got lots of flowers on it. So I've been checking it every day for the emergence of a cucumber. Haven't seen one yet, but I know that they're coming. So I'm going to go ahead and try to do this again. As I said, this is the third time I've tried to do In the Garden with Joyful Living this morning. So, you know, normally it's at 9 a.m. It is about probably 9:30 now because it wasn't recording. For whatever reason, it kept giving me error messages, and then when I got to the end of the full one that I had done at first, it said that your video must be at least 4 seconds long, and it was well over 20 minutes. But today's topic is don't stay here. And well, this past week made the 1-year anniversary of Daddy passing away, and then on last Sunday, I started feeling this churning feeling in my stomach. And my mind and my body was feeling like I was about to experience something that I'd already experienced. That Daddy was about to die for the second time. My body just felt completely tied up in knots, the same way it felt last year during this week. Good morning, Marcus. So when I tell you it was a eerie and bizarre feeling, but I recognized it for what it was. Because here's the thing, from a physiological standpoint, the brain doesn't know the difference between something that you're experiencing real time and a memory. That's why, good morning, that's why when vets come back from war, they often suffer from PTSD, which is post-traumatic stress syndrome. That's why children who have been, and anybody who's been severely abused, they suffer with PTSD, because every time they have a memory about it, every time they dream about it, it's like they're experiencing it again for the very first time. So your mind doesn't know the difference between you experiencing something real time and you remembering something. So on last Sunday, my body started to feel the same way that I did, good morning Pam, on this week on last year. But we get an option of whether we want to stay in this predicament or stay in this place. Because like I said, when Daddy passed away, well, let me back up a little bit. Y'all, this is the third time I've tried to do this live, so Facebook wasn't cooperating. Let me back up a little bit. My body felt like, good morning, Derek, I wouldn't survive last year. I could not get through this. But spiritually, I knew without a doubt that I would make it through this situation. In life, we have so many challenges, tremendous challenges. And it feels like we are not going to survive it. But we have to exercise our faith so that we don't get stuck in the places of sickness, disease, grief, sorrow, depression, loneliness, and every other thing that tries to steal our joy. We were created to live in joy. Our joy is innately a part of who we are. But life situations, those things that knock you on your back, that knock the breath out of you, those are the things that try to steal your joy. But we have the key. We already have the key to unlock that. It's our faith. Dorinda Clark Cole has a song that says, you don't have to leave here the same. Now, it's from her CD that was back in the 90s, and I lived off of that. Good morning, Ann. I lived off of that CD when I was going through my disability and chronic pain every day. But in that song, she talks about the woman with the issue of blood, that if she could just touch the hem of Jesus's garment, then she would be made whole. And in the song, it says, immediately she was made whole. The meaning of the immediately is instantaneous, all at once. Jesus will act on your behalf instantly when you practice your faith. The word says, immediately his leprosy was cleaned. Immediately their eyes received sight. Immediately the fever left her. Derek says, good morning. You are so well spoken with a gift from God. Keep educating us all. Thank you so much, Derek. I lean and depend on him. That's the only way that I get through life. So everything that you see in me, my prayer has always been that God, when I enter the room, let him see you, not me. So you saying that is just a testament that he is doing just what I asked him to do. But Jesus will act on his children's behalf immediately when we lean and depend on him. But here's the caveat. The healing you receive, it may not be the way you're expecting it. It may not be a physical healing. The healing may come in that you have the strength to get through the situation that you experience. The healing may be that he'll give you peace of mind in a chaotic situation, in a stressful situation, when it feels like you're on a sea and you're being driven by the winds and the waves, but yet in the middle of that, instead of feeling chaotic and crazy, you feel peaceful. That's healing. Dorinda goes on later in the song to say, claim it by faith. Faith, it unlocks the door. Don't be held prisoner by your past, by pain, by grief, by hurt, unforgiveness, sin, loneliness, bitterness, all of those things that steal our joy, don't be held prisoner by it. Faith is the key that unlocks the door. Don't stay where you're at. Don't stay there, because you don't have to stay there. You've got the keys in your hand. When grief tried to swallow me whole this week, I turned to my faith. Last year at this time, I didn't know how I was going to make it, because I talked to Daddy every day, sometimes 3 or 4 times a day, because me and him both are crazy. And if something funny happened, I would call him and I would say, Daddy, yada, yada, yada just happened. We would laugh hysterically. Then I'd say, okay, bye, get off my phone. And we would just laugh, and then we would hang up, and he would do the same thing. But it really wasn't, we didn't do it when sad things were going on most of the time. Most of the time it was happy, funny, crazy things. But I would do it, he would do it, like, get off my phone, bye. But there was nothing but love there. So I didn't know how I was going to make it. How can you get through the day without talking to the person you've talked to every single day for the last 30 plus years? But look here, y'all. I want you to look. Here I stand. I'm sitting in a chair right now, but here I stand. Sometimes I have stumbled. Sometimes I have fallen. I've been lying on the ground, bruised, bloodied, and despondent by grief. But I look unto the hills from which cometh my help cometh from the Lord. And I know that even in the middle of the night, when I'm experiencing the grief, the sorrow, the pain, that joy, but joy comes in the morning. Look to God in every situation, and he will see you through it. Whatever you ask it in his name. We don't ever get over losing our parents or our children, our spouses, or anybody that we have loved, our friend. Good morning, Jeff. We don't get over those losses, but we learn to live with them. So today, I am declaring and decreeing in the name of Jesus that whatever situation that you're experiencing in your life today, that you feel like you can't live through, that you're not going to survive this, that you're not going to make it, I declare and decree that you will live and not die. God is not done with you yet. Don't die in the middle of this season. There's still purpose and passion on your life. Don't die in the middle of this situation. Don't stay where you're at. You don't have to stay there. Faith is the key that will unlock the door. When you're feeling like you cannot make it, turn to Jesus. Look to your faith. Look unto the hills from which cometh your help. And even if you think that you don't speak eloquently enough, or you don't know the words to say, he just want to hear from you. All you got to do is open up your mouth and start talking. In whatever way you talk, he just want to hear from you. Guys, thank you for watching In the Garden with Joyful Living. As I said earlier, the enemy did not want me to do this one this morning, because this is the 3rd time I've done this live. The first 2 times it was not broadcasting, but somebody needed to hear this today. And if I'm talking to you, you don't have to comment, you don't have to say anything, but I want you to do what I said. Here are my words. Use your faith to unlock the door. Don't die where you're at. Don't die in your sorrow, your grief, your pain, your financial situation, your divorce, whatever it is that feels like it is sucking the life out of you. Whatever it is that is trying to steal the joy that God has innately placed in you, I declare and decree that you will live and not die. In Jesus' name. Guys, I thank you so much for watching. I love you. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.